still awake.
Для тих, хто сьогодні дивиться нас, або хто хоче скинути линк, воно повністю йде у Facebook, трансляції. Ми зараз перше всього, знаєте за що? За благословенне життя тієї сестри, яка прожила з Богом. Ми подякуємо Богу. Слава Богу! Він достойний слави і достойний подяки. Тому що частково знаємо ми останні роки, тому що не раз відвідували, але більше родина, яка розказує, наскільки Господь благословляв її життя, він достойний подяки. І через цей похорон, через її життя, через її смерть має прославитись Господь. Амінь. Давайте ми разом станемо, помолимося. Отець Небесний, ми благословляємо Твоє ім'я, Господь. Ми дякуємо Тобі, що ми покриті Твоїми милостями, Твоєю ласкою, Господь. І в цей день, Боже, ми є тут. Дякуємо Тобі, Господь. Ми просимо, хай Твоє, Господи, благословіння охороняє нас. Дякуємо Тобі, Господь, за сестру Марію, яка пройшла ось ту дорогу. І Ти, Господи Боже, благословив її життя, Господь. Дякуємо, Господи, сестру Ліду, яка була завжди поруч останні роки. За всіх, Господь, за Павла, за всю родину, Господь. Дякуємо Тобі, Господь. Дякуємо, що не знають Тебе, живого Бога. Господи, і просимо, хай Ти благословиш, Господи, це сьогоднішнє служіння. Слава Тобі за все, Отець і Дух Святий. Амінь.
Заднями виродні, все ближче край, Юлюка, все моя, все ближче край, вже скоро буду я, у рідній стороні, все ближче рідний край, все ближче край.
Слава Богу, брати і сестри. В першу чергу хочу передати співчуття сім'ї, родині, всім друзям, хто відчуває цю втрату. Ми відвідували часто Марію. Благословенна була сестра. Завжди радісна, завжди любила співати, говорити з нами. І я хочу прочитати числа 23:10. Це друга половина вірша. Хай душа моя вмре смертю праведних, і кінець мій хай буде такий, як його.
I go to translate it to the most better English. So they visited so many times my mom, and he read from the numbers from the Bible that said, "Let the soul when my soul dies in righteousness, and my is also in his."
In Psalms 115, verse 6, it says, I'm translating from Ukrainian, it's precious in the eyes of the Lord, the death of a righteous man. And she was a righteous woman, and she lived to 91. And I heard the story about her after she passed. When she was working in the garden under the rain, and she had some inflammation of the lungs, and there was some kind of lump that she developed. And she went to the doctors, and the doctor said that she needs a surgery. And Sister Maria, she was still young, and she still wanted to live. And when she went to the hospital for the surgery, there was another person laying there, and they actually passed away from that surgery that she was supposed to have. And Sister Maria said to her husband Vasil, "I'm not going to be doing this surgery." And one day, during a prayer, the Lord, He healed her during the actual prayer. And she felt this relief, and she didn't feel any symptoms of this illness that she had. And that's a very big miracle. And the doctor, he was saying, "Okay, yeah, you're going to have to go for the surgery." And he checked her one more time. She's like, "Yeah, God healed me." He started laughing. He couldn't believe her. And then when she went in for the second inspection, he said, "What did you do? Like, how did you do this? We didn't give you anything. You were supposed to go in for the surgery." But the Lord healed her. Praise God. And we truly serve a great and powerful God. And Sister Maria, she was a righteous woman, and she was always happy. She was always happy to see us. Whenever she'd say, come by more often, come by." She would love to sing songs with us. She would love when the youth or teens come by. They would speak with her. It was a good time, and it is how we read it in Psalms 115. It is precious in the eyes of the Lord, the death of a righteous. So, on that note, I want us all to rise and let's thank God for her life. Let's thank God that she kept her faith up until this old age. She kept encouraging us, passing on that faith, giving us encouragement of how to live our lives and to keep that faith all the way to a late age. Let's rise and pray. Отець, ми правильно я дякую Тобі за таку можливість, що ми можемо мати, Господь, де ми можемо згадувати життя сестри Марії, Господь, як вона передавала цю віру, Господь, як вона була завжди радісна, Господь, як Ти її благословляв і зціляв, Боже, від всяких мук, Ісус. Це є благословіння Твоє, Господь. Нехай Дух Святий наповняє кожне серце тут, Господь, миром, Господь. Потіх, Боже, родину, Боже, всіх друзів, сім'ю, Ісус. Ти благослови, Ти є всесильний Бог, Ісус. Ми прославляємо Твоє святе ім'я, Господь, бо Ти є достойний цього. Тобі одному слава і честь. Амінь.
Надя, коротеньке свідчення. Також хочу зараз, користуючись моментом, передати співчуття від пастора Віталіка Собко, його сім'ї, вони знаходяться в дорозі, тільки прилітають сьогодні вечором, так що від них вам також співчуття. Після сестри Наді буде пісня, і після пісні ми хочемо показати маленьке відео, там буквально 2 хвилинки ми зробили, коли сестра Марія, вона і жива, вона і зараз жива, вона там з Господом, її тіло тут, але де особливо, коли ми приходили, відвідали її, там є пісні, деякі вона любила пісні, але вона не могла сказати, що вона якісь пісні не любила. То деколи вона могла заказати якусь пісню, а деколи вона, до речі, вона з своїм чоловіком завжди співала вечором після того, як вони молилися, перед тим, як спати, вони співали. Тому після цього ви побачите. А далі я знову об'явлю питання.
Приветствую, дорогі родичі, сусіди, знайомі, члени церкви. Я не думала сьогодні виходити, ви знаєте, я ждала на шофера. І в останню минуту Господь мені сказав, ти не повинна сьогодні промовчати. Ти повинна сказати. Це дуже хороше свідчення, яке я буду говорити вам. І ви просто запам'ятайте і візьміть собі це до уваги. Я познайомилася з цією сім'єю, коли ця сім'я прийшла в нашу церкву. І в нас було в церкві Рождество, і я вибрала стіл біля сестри Лідочки. Ми познайомилися за одним столом, і з того дня ми стали рідними друзями. Ми не стали просто друзями, ми просто договорилися, що ми будемо рідними, як рідні сестри. Я продружила з тою сім'єю дуже багато років. Якось так Бог нас зріднив, що, слава Богу, що Бог воспитав і Павла, і Лізочку хорошими людьми. Ви знаєте, це дуже хороші люди і хороша сім'я. Воспитана, інтелігентна. Ми ніколи, за скільки років, я не підсчитала, 14 років ми дружимо, чи скільки, ми ніколи не поругалися ні разу, ми ніколи не повисили голосу. Це дуже тяжко знайти єдинство духа. Ми постійно поговорили і попрощалися, поблагословили друг друга і так розходилися. І я дуже часто заходила в ту сім'ю, і я знаю сестру Марію, це дуже добра людина. Я їй розказувала всякі свої користі, я бувало навіть заплакала, я ділилася своїм горем, печалем, радостю, розказувала свідчення. Я їй дуже припала до серця. Я розказувала, коли в мене був недостаток фінансів, що мені приходилося цілими ночами молитися, просити, Господи, кому подзвонити, хто би не відказав, де мені знайти таку людину, щоб я... Бо так я розказувала людям, і розказувала, все розказувала, відкривала. Ну, кінець був печальний. Я ложила телефон, я далі молила Бога, Господи, куди йти, кого просити. І коли я сестрі розказувала, ви знаєте, сестра Марія сказала, Надя, більше ніколи нікуди не дзвони. От бачиш ці двері, відкривай, заходи в любу годину дня і ночі. Приходи, і ми тобі не відкажемо. Це були дуже добрі серця. Це серце, яке любило Бога, і воно ніколи не думало, що ти позичиш і не віддаш. Воно сказало, нікуди більше не йди, Надя. Приходи сюди в любі годині дня і ночі. Найдіть сьогодні таких братів і сестер. І ще багато років назад у нас була на Фродерчі хата. От Бог нас як то соєдинив. Він робив релоститі, він нам хату продав. І ми дуже благословенно якби розійшлися в мирі. І от пройшло яких-то 15 років, і я вже знайомлюся з Лідочкою. І ми по сьогоднішній день, я хотіла сказати, що Бог дав хороших дітей, і вони мали хорошу маму, і вона воспитала хороших дітей. Це не кожному так дається, знаєте. І от я хотіла вам сказати, візьміть це для уваги. Це була благословенна сім'я. І вона останеться, ми останемося, я сказала, ми останемося друзями до останнього дня нашого дихання, тому що Господь нас благословляє в наших речах, в наших розговорах. Ми любимо друг друга, ми скучаємо, ви знаєте, нам все знаходиться, що поговорити. Буває кожен день, буває вечором, буває в половині дня. Ми якби поговорили, і ми йдемо по своїх ділах. Це дуже благословенна родина, тому Господь мені сказав, Надя, вийди і скажи. Я не думала навіть, ну просто таке, знаєте, тривога прийшла в серці, я стою на дорозі, Господь каже, не промовчи, тому що це в сьогоднішній день великий недостаток. чувствувати чуже горе, чужу біду, знаєте. Коли вона до нас приходить, ми тоді чувствуємо своє. Але коли по людях приходить горе, біда, нам тяжко прочувствувати, поки ми самі не пройдемо. Дякую за увагу.
Престол там Господа стоїть. Гора Сіон, гора святая, престол там Господа стоїть, туди всім серце моє плину, де сонце вічне горить, туди всім серце моє плину, де сонце вічне горить, де бур нема, то край спокою, де радості лунає спів, де все в красі усяє щастя, де вже нема похмурих днів, де все в красі усяє щастя, де вже нема похмурих днів. У славі там Господь сіяє, поміж відкуплених своїх, від сльози їх буде навіки, і втішив вічним щастям їх. Від сльози їх буде навіки, і втішив вічним щастям їх. Марія є зв'язок спасених, там співи радості звучать, земна ніяка людська мова не може слів тих передать. Земна ніяка людська мова не може слів тих передать. О, скоро, скоро я там буду, з Христом на тій горі святій. Він спас мене своєю кров'ю, мій відкупитель, пастир мій. Він спас мене своєю кров'ю, мій відкупитель, пастир мій. Він спас мене своєю кров'ю, мій відкупитель, пастир мій.
То хоче, можете ближче підійти з центру, вам буде видно. Побажання на різдво для нашої церкви.
Благословіть вас, дорогі мої брати та сестри, за те, що ви прийшли до мене, а нехай Бог вас успіх, дасть вам сили, буде вас так явно могли приходити до нас.
Тяжкі зараз Бог теж благословить, вам тяжкі рука, але хай Бог благословить. Бог. Я хочу розказати одного вірша, якого дав написати про сестру Марію. Рома вже розказував цей випадок, який був у її житті. І він не один був, коли вона бачила руку Божу, милість Божу. Земля, ти рідна, мила. Але так буває, що кожен, хто живе тут, залишає свій дім, роботу, друзів та родину, важку скорботу на землі годину. Ти ніби рідна. Всі ми так звикаємо, хороших друзів та родини маємо. Та скільки б не прожили на землі, ми будемо у небесній стороні. Залишимо тебе, земля. Прощай. Є небеса, завітний Божий край, куди так прагне стомлена людина. Чекає день, коли прийде година зустріти небо. Так сестра Марія чекала Бога. І здійснилась мрія. Проживши тут років вона чимало, чого лише в житті вона зазнала? Хвороби, праця, зморена порою, молилася до Господа з мольбою, щоб допоміг пройти життя дорогу. Усе відомо тільки Богу. Колись, працюючи у полі на городі, при дощовій у холоді погоді, сестра Марія важко захворіла. Усе в грудях щось їй боліло. Запалення і наслідки важкі. І лікар каже, плани ось такі. Вам операцію потрібно, не вагайтесь. У цьому плані зовсім ви не гайтесь. Лікарня, все готово. Як болить? Марія зупинилася на мить, побачила сусідку по палаті, чогось усі були тепер не раді. Невдачна операція, вмирає. Ніхто її вже тут не спасає. Померла. І злякалася Марія, тепер її вже не здійснилась мрія, додому їду, відмовляюсь я, хай буде воля, Господи, Твоя. Поїхала додому. Важкі дні. Життя летить, немов у важкому сні. Та хтось з гостей відвідав їхній край. Господь, я молюся, мене зціляй. Цей гість молився за людей хворобу і віддавав її в молитві Богу. Марія з Василем лишились теж. Господь, а милості Твої без меж, зціли мене, почуй молитву брата. І Бог торкнувся силою, відрада прийшла у серце, зцілення із неба, казалося, чого ще більше треба. Не вірять люди. Лікар лише сміється. Марія, це тобі так видається. Не може бути, зцілення немає. Марія лише йому відповідає, такий мій Бог, він сильний, правда є. І лікар апарати достає, перевіряє, ось рентген пройшла, хвороби там вже більше не знайшла. Невже? А що ж робила? Ти скажи, чи медицину нову покажи? О ні, це Бог, початок і кінець, послав для мене милість на кінець. Сестра Марія в небі, там, з отцем, увінчена нев'янучим вінцем. Сумують Ліда донька, Павел теж, але у небі радості без меж. 6 внуків, 2 правнуків лишились. За них Марія завжди, як молилась. Я пам'ятаю, як вона співала, піснями завжди Бога прославляла. Тепер вона в небесній стороні. А ми живемо на чужині. Прийде той час, прийде ось та година, зустрінеться у небі вся родина. Амінь.
Amen. Thank you everybody to come and share our sorrow. Thank you so much. And, I would like to tell a little bit about her life. Usually it's, in many cases it's just the dates and numbers, but I would like to say that a little bit in a different form. So, but at the same time, I'm going to follow her life. So, Maria, my mom, she was born on July 16, 1934, in the city of Chernobyl, in the Rozhok family. Her father was Elijah and mother Yelena. She had 3 younger sisters and 2 brothers, and also she had one half brother and one half sister. And so their names are Evgenia, Sylvia, Eudokia, brother Vasily, it's William, and Peter. And half brother was Nikolai and half sister was Dominika. And during the 50s, under the Soviet regime, her mom, Yelena, was imprisoned in 1948. So that was during the Stalin. So as she was the oldest in the family, she became to take care of all of the kids and become the mom also and the oldest sister to all of them. She took care of all of her youngest siblings. Then for 2 years, that was until 1950, she were taking care of her own brothers and sisters, and because she had the stepbrother was older, but they lived away, not close to them. So when she was 5 years old, our city took over Soviet Union before it was under Romania. It's under Romanian and Bulgarian Empire. And after Soviet Union came, when she was 5 years old, then from when she was 7 to 10 years old, she lived under German occupations, the German city. Then during that time, her mother, Yelena, was helping hiding Jews from Nazis. So Maria told me she was opening the doors and closing the doors because her mom was at that time it's a manager of all of the building. So she was like a super. It's in New York, for example. So the Maria was changing keys and moving around, helping mom, her mom, hiding Jews from Nazis during the war. And then Russians came again, and it's always a change of government in that region. So in the 1953, Maria became a Christian, and in 1954 she met Vasily and got married in the new year, actually from 53 to 54. So in a New Year celebration, they got married. Then in 1954, also, but not at the beginning, at the end of 1954, in December 29, Lydia was born, the firstborn child, and it was December 29. In 1959, she was, I'm gonna go back a little bit, because in 1957 was born their second daughter, Anna, on February 27th. But unfortunately, she had pneumonia, and also Maria had pneumonia, and both of them were very ill, and Anna lived only 1 day. Maria was in the hospital for a little longer time after her second daughter passed away, and then after that, in 1959, like it was mentioned here, she was hospitalized and bedridden for 9 months because of the tuberculosis in the bones. She was diagnosed with the bone TB in her spine. Her spine bones were damaged, and she had to be spent 9 months in the hospital. And like we heard already, in 1960, she was healed. She prayed, and the bone destroying stopped. And as was mentioned, the doctor did X-rays and was amazed that nothing was discovered after that. And after that, Maria began slow recovery. During all those troubles, my dad, her husband Vasily, were there for her and helped her live there. Never gave up. She and him gave us great example of how to take care of her. And in 1966, on June 28th, Maria gave birth to me, to Paul, and so she started taking care of both of us, and she was a very loving and caring mother. What I remember the most is she never spent. That's something else. Even when I was teenager, I did some troubles, and before she come to talk to me, she looked at me, and I saw in her eyes, with her face, she wanted to kill me. But she said in Ukrainian, "Хлопчику, почекай." She was told me wait a little and live for 5-10 minutes. Probably she was praying to God to give her strength not to kill me. So, and then she come back and said, "Okay, now we can talk. Sit down." That's a wisdom she had. I mean, of course, I believe that she loved us a lot, and she loved all the kids. And she also babysit, did something, and grandma said, "My head doesn't hurt from what you do." And then hit her in the head and said, "Now it hurts." and she said, "Yeah, now it hurts." And she was laughing. She was so laughing about it. So, very patient. But at the same time, she was very strong woman and also tough. So she gave tough love, not just which we all know about. So and the other part. So my dad and her, they built a house and lived in suburban areas, and they had many dogs and cats and chickens as well. As all we know, who came from Ukraine and from Russia and former Soviet Union, we all did that to survive. And also many other domestic animals, including ducks and geese. And I remember we had a beautiful garden. Always she made a flower garden on the front of the house. So she loved to build flower gardens. And I remember she also was also athletic. Despite the damaged spine, Maria played volleyball. She loved playing volleyball. And she was always walking with my dad holding hands. That I remember from since I was a kid. So even in the store, anywhere, doesn't matter. And even when we went to Mexico, they were like already in their 80s, so they were holding hands, walking on the beach. That was so beautiful to see. In 1976, Maria with Vasily started to apply to move out of the Soviet Union, way before anybody was even thinking about it. They sent applications to USA through the connections they found. Then they tried to go through Romania and through Europe to escape from Soviet oppressions. And a couple failures didn't work out as well. But my dad was so determined, and he has the faith that we're gonna get out from Soviet Union. So in 1978, they sold their house and they moved to Maria's mother's apartment. And in 1980s, the Olympic times, when the Olympics came to Russia, Maria and Vasily made an application to USA again, and way later, much later in their life, they found out that they are made it to one of the lists for refugees, and that list was delivered to the United States Congress by their future relative, Uncle Eugene, my wife's uncle. So somehow we met in a way. So together with many others, friends, they try several ways to get out of the so their best friends, Andrzej, also move away a little bit faster than they are, and they also create all kind of different visas and alternative documents together here. So in order for the local immigration to accept their visa, they decided, their friends found here the one guy with the same last name, Rozhok, as mine. Now, the gentleman still live in Santa Barbara, and they made the visa from his name, and when they showed that to the immigration center in our city, they didn't have no more arguments. You know, you've been here like 10 times already, this time you're gonna get out. And yes, but they asked, what are you gonna do over there? So, you know, but they said, yes, we're gonna bring better life for our kids and our grandkids. And that's a blessing now. We know what's going on right now in Ukraine. And so that was in 1988. After many visits, many trips to immigration offices, Maria with her family on September 9, arrived in Los Angeles. And I want also to add, they became U.S. citizens way before even we became U.S. citizens. And Mom said, you know, Maria said, we need to become citizens to the country that took us. And besides that, she said, we can maybe make some differences. She had the hope of democracy. So that was 1995. So they lived in, we lived in LA until 1997. And then she moved here to Sacramento, help out my sister, her daughter, as much as she could. Helped to purchase Lydia's first house in the USA. I mean, that was in Rio Linda, I believe. That first house was there. She loved kids. She loved her, me, and Lydia. She loved all of her grandkids and great kids. Like was mentioned, she had 6 grandkids and 3 great-grandkids. So, in February 12, 2025, she moved on from this earth to live in eternity. And from meeting her husband, sisters, brothers, mom, I just forgot to mention that in 2007, Maria lost her loved husband, Vasily, and that was very tough for her. She was talking about him for about 2 years. But I also add, she loved the sea, she loved the ocean, she loved water in general. She always loved to come to the river at our city. She loved to come to the lakes, and she took me to Black Sea many times. And the first time she took me when I was 6 years old. I still remember that day. And she told me, I said, what does the sea look like? And she said, that's the water, you don't see the end of the water. The horizon is the water. And I was like, how that can be? And she said, you'll see. Yeah, that was amazing. But she also said, on the other side, there's other people, they also see the same thing. So she is now on the other side, and she sees us here. But the sea is like a lifetime for us. As you know, probably in Soviet Union, wherever you gonna go, you have to have like a putevka, travel package, right? So she could get putevki or travel packages to the Black Seas, and sometimes she didn't even go, she just gave them to the relatives to go who didn't been to see. So that was something she did. But for some reason, she always included me. Even if she didn't go, she tell the relatives to take care of me and take it with them. Yeah, like I was mentioned before, I never was spent. But she gave me lots and lots of lectures, and would make me sit down and listen. One time I had a fight with my cousin, Victor. We live next door. We pretty much grew up together. I consider him like my brother, not like a cousin. So, and because I was sitting on the couch and receiving the lecture, and I look at the window, and Victor already running around playing, and I tell my mom, why you don't just slap me and let me go play? And she said, you normal? You're not crazy, right? I'm like, no. Okay, let's sit down again. After that, I never asked her again. I know that the lecture is going to go from 15 minutes to 40 minutes. So that's one of the, and the major punishment she was given to me were reading books. We always had big library of different books from different writers, and she gave me to read, if I really were bad, classics. She gave me to read like Lev Tolstoy, War and Peace. And that, you know how that goes, that's very tough. So and she said to me, read from this chapter to this chapter. And I'm like, okay, I see she went outside, so I went back to the library, grabbed the Stevenson book, slid again, and reading my favorite book. And then she come back and she asked what this character did to this character in that chapter. And I'm like, I don't know. Okay, now you go back and read again. So that was very, very helpful. I think she tried to make me love the books, and I didn't understand that. Because Lydia, my sister, she loved to read. She still loved to read. She read all the books in the world. But I was not so much reading, so that was her way to give me start reading. And of course, she gave me a lot of times gave me to read the Bible, and usually she gave me to read the Proverbs and Ecclesiastes book, and so it was interesting to know. Yes, and yeah, like I mentioned, she played volleyball and also badminton. I remember those ones with the nets. So we used to play badminton all the time, and I even asked her to play with me. And my dad just loved to watch us. He would just play, and he was there, just smiling. She taught me how to serve the right way, how to handle the ball and everything else. Yeah, I want to add, she was the firm, a strong, willed woman. She knew what she wanted and what is right and what is wrong. She saw the example of her life, and through together with how she lived with my dad. And when she was declining and could not remember who is who, he still were thankful, and they always were thankful for everything. They always were saying, thank you, and I love you. And many times ask, did you eat something? So she was a great cook as well. And I was always watching her cooking. And lately, I noticed one thing later in my life. I didn't pay attention when I was younger, that my dad was helping her. My dad was cutting veggies and preparing the meat and doing all the preparation stuff. And she was cooking. They were doing that together. And they always did things together. So, and like we mentioned before, she loved to sing. And they always, Dad and her, Dad played citra, very unique instrument. He was playing the instrument and she was singing. And every evening when I was younger, I heard them singing, and after that, everybody was praying before that. Even if they had the argument during the day, that's what I noticed. They always forgive each other. So I received from them, and especially from my mom, loving and exemplary life, presentation of the life that not many people can have. Yeah, and she had always been encouraging everybody to study and get educated, receive higher educations if you can, and pursue careers. And to be strong and courageous. She always was thankful, like I mentioned, and always appreciated visitors to her. And at this time, I think she also loved God. She was very devoted Christian and exemplary mom to me. That's all I can say today. There's many moments, beautiful moments with her, and it's always be with us. And if anybody wants to say something, also you can say it.